oh boy, oh boy. This was a really good movie, I have to tell you. I better explain the face first. I'm just simply overjoyed. I'm glad that Lucasfilm and Disney got it right with this. They really did. I did notice a few little things coming on my Facebook feed. Oh, this about the movie, that about the movie, so on and so forth. I didn't bother reading any of that stuff. I wanted to go see the movie. I waited 2 days, so I just watched it today, Sunday. Matinee showing. Great, nice and relaxed atmosphere. Went to AMC theaters, and it was a good viewing experience. Had the reclining seat, bought my ticket on Fandango. Thank you to Fandango. Thank you to AMC theaters for a great viewing experience. I didn't watch it in IMAX or 3D or anything like that, so it was just strictly just a regular screen. Just a regular screen. Nothing special at all. And what can I say? It starts out, well, as we all know, Han Solo was a Corellian smuggler. That's what he's always been called, the Corellian smuggler. So we actually go to Corellia to see him as a youth. They still use the same Alden Ehrenreich, that guy, the lead actor for Han Solo. They do use him, and, even in the youth scenes. So there's a time jump here is what I'm trying to say. He starts out on Corellia. You see what motivates him. You see the struggles of Han Solo as a young man. And as time progresses, he's got a love of his life in this. He does have a love of his life in this before Leia, which is very interesting. Needless to say, that's played by Emilia Clarke. I don't think that's really a spoiler at this point. If you've seen the trailer, at least, that's about as far as I'm going to go as far as spoilers. I'm not really going to be giving anything away here, but I just have to get it out. I just saw the movie. I was super patient. I did avoid talking to, I said, may the force be with you and everything to a few fans as I left the theater, but I told them I'm just going to go home, do a YouTube video, and make my reaction. Sometimes I just want to keep going for a few minutes and just get it all out of my system. And with this one, man, oh man, they came back to form. They came back to form for sure. I think The Last Jedi was very divisive, and I think that's probably the only time I'm going to mention that movie in this video. This was definitely a return to form. Thank goodness, thank you, thank the Force for Disney management actually, having Ron Howard do it. Thank you very much, Ron Howard, Mr. Howard. I told one of my neighbors, I was at the grocery store this morning before I was going to go watch the movie today, and they were actually just getting ready to watch the last Star Wars movie, and they know it's a divisive movie, but I told them, I said, all Ron Howard does is make bullseyes. And he also throws his brother into some scenes, and that's no different here. He is in Solo, a Star Wars story. Look for him closely. He is in it. But it starts out on Corellia. There is a time jump of 3 years. And fitting in with what we know about Han Solo's backstory, if you go hit Wikipedia or any of the previous information on Han Solo's background before Episode 4, you'll realize that he was actually an Imperial at one point. We see that in this movie. He joins the Imperial Navy. His motivation is, look, I want to be a pilot. I want to be a pilot. Hey, guess what? I want to be a pilot. That's Han. Through and through. Throughout this movie, he mentions it more than once. His desire to fly, his flying skills. He's a guy just looking for a ship at the end of the day, really. You could just say that's what the movie is about. It's a guy looking for a spaceship. Not like it's lost or anything. I'm not saying anything like that, but he's looking for a fit for him. Not only in friendships and relationships, but also in machinery that enables him to go on adventures. He's definitely a very adventuresome character, played very well, I might add. Again, Alden name. I don't know how to pronounce his last name yet. I'd better work on that. I'm sure we'll be hearing about him. I started to think about it after watching this movie, and I said, you know what? I'll go watch the Boba Fett movie if they make one, but I'm not dying for it. I'd rather see a sequel to this right here. I'd much rather see a sequel to this right here. So it goes ahead and, he, after this 3-year time jump, he meets, I don't know Woody Harrelson's character's name, unfortunately, but he meets him along with Woody's love interest and his sidekick. Now, I do remember his name, Rio Durant. voiced by Jon Favreau. This is not a live, it's a CG creature, 4 arms. He's a pilot, and he's also a darn fine cook. Actually, I don't know about fine cook. I didn't eat any of his cooking, there was nobody on screen saying, man, you cook really well. Nothing like that. But you do see him cooking for a second, utilizing the extra arms that he has. He's got 4 of them. Very cool, very endearing character, and I liked it. I'll definitely remember the names, and I'll tell you the names of the ones that I liked. We'll go ahead and go forward a little bit more. There are some characters that are really, I tell you, they did it with K2SO in Rogue One, and they're doing it again here with a character called L3. This is Lando's personal droid and co-pilot. And he's very, very close to this droid, and it's amazing. In that respect, I would almost give a little bit more of an edge to Donald Glover for playing Lando, rather than the Alden Ehrenreich for playing Solo. Lando, man, he's really close to L3. That's all I'm going to say about that. I loved L3. I loved the way L3 was portrayed, the way female droid, very, very sassy, independent, strong, smart. I could go on and on. Very cool droid. Another one of those take action kind of droids like K2SO. So he meets, Han meets Woody's character, who I guess you could say is kind of the first guy that brings him into smuggling. And I'll give you that. The vehicle designs, of course, there's the Millennium Falcon episode 4, and the Falcon looks absolutely pristine. Pristine. It's got some Lando styling to it, if you will. But really, it just looks really nice on the inside, the outside. Gorgeous shots of the ship, our iconic, beloved ship. So many iconic moments in this. This movie, I was signed up, swore in, everything within 20 minutes of the start. It's a 2-hour and 15-minute movie. Again, I really had to go after I got done watching it. Let's just put it that way. But I stayed put. This movie really made me want to stay in my seat until it was done. The vehicle designs for, there's some land speeders, there's some speeder bikes, there's even a train, which you might have seen in the trailer as well, right? So there's some ships, but some of the designs, I swear, they've been doing this for a lot of the movies. Excuse me, my mask is messing up here. They've been doing this for a lot of the movies where some of the vehicles are designed in a very blocky fashion, very squared off. I didn't like that. I really think they need to go back, look at some concept art, even from other Star Wars movies, and then use that design language on a more current movie now, such as Solo. I'm telling you, if you thought Rey's speeder bike was horrible, there's a speeder bike on this thing that's just as horrible. I don't really think that's a spoiler either. So, they meet up and everything, they start learning about smuggling and everything. He shows a lot of just desire. But you see the iconic moments of him seeing the Falcon for the first time, seeing Lando for the first time, Chewie for the first time. Really, initially, I think, by the way, this is a cup. I got a cup from AMC, right? And you can see that I've got Lando, Han, there's Lando. And then, of course, the Empire. The Empire is in this movie in a very big way, a very frightening way at times. Of course, I picked the one that has the Chewie top on it. I don't know if you can see that or not, but that's him. And Lando, he meets Han through his, just smuggling associates. There is a main villain, I will tell you that. The main villain is ruthless. Oh my goodness. Clearly, they established in his opening scene of introducing that villain that this guy's ruthless. This guy's definitely, clearly the one to watch out for. But there are swerves in between the other characters. Character swerves even. There's some double crossing going on. This is a smuggler's movie. And it's also a very creature-driven movie. Not just the Rio Durant character. There is kind of almost a Canto Bite, more high upper class people mingling type scenes. A few creatures there. But then there's another scene where you start to see, at the gambling place, I guess I'll call it, that you see a lot more creature designs. I loved the creature designs in this one. I thought they showed them off more. They got a lot more screen time. They also showed off some droids as well. These Star Wars droids, I have to tell you, you could really, I don't mind seeing a R2-D2 or C-3PO in between some episodes, a whole movie dedicated to what they experience, because the droids were very compelling in this one. Absolutely, no thanks in part, thanks in part to L3, Lando's droid, and again, K2SO's personality kind of set us up for this. I really, really like these single one-shot Star Wars movies a lot. That's why I'm gushing about this one. I'm so glad they got it right. I can't even. Really, the face says it all. I'm super thrilled, happy. I had tears of joy, everything. This was definitely a good, heartfelt movie. Again, Ron Howard did an excellent job with it. You will see some characters. You'll see some mentions of things that are referenced from other parts of the Star Wars universe. They mentioned Teras Kasi. That's a fighting style. And one character tells another character, hey, I learned Teras Kasi, as they steadily beat up another character, right? That's when, of course, in the context, they would use a line like that. Yeah, I know Teras Kasi. But they mentioned stuff like that. They mentioned some inhabitants from a planet called Dathomir. That's as much as I'm going to give you. Go to Wikipedia, look up Dathomir. My God, this mask is brighting up on my eyeballs. I will have no lower eyelids by the time this is done. Really, though, it's a great movie. I enjoyed it so much. I can't tell everybody enough. This one's not divisive. You go into it already knowing Lando and Chewbacca as main characters in Star Wars. How did it all start? How did Lando come into the picture? Donald Glover, again, really well played. Emilia Clarke, I don't remember her character's name, but the love interest of Solo played very well. Woody Harrelson, I forgot his character's name as well. I'm so sorry about that. But he, again, played his character really well. A lot of multifaceted aspects to these characters. They bring another new depth and dimension. We see Lando much more on the screen in this movie than we did in any of the other Star Wars movies individually. And this one, yeah, you learn a lot more about Han, what motivates him, what drives him, what is he looking for out of life. And you kind of see from this movie what the character develops into makes sense in the context of this movie as we see him introduced in Episode 4. As we see him, not introduced, but in Episode 5, Empire, we see how passionate he can be and how much he's willing to go the extra mile for who he cares about and who he loves. His family, if you will, his extended family. And yeah, this movie explains a lot about why Han is the way he is in Episode 4, 5, and 6. Episode 7 and 8, you definitely, I would say that it's really strange. If you watch Episode 7 and focus on Han, and then go watch this, that would be a very interesting experience, for sure. I'm sorry about tugging on my face like this. I'm shy in front of a camera, so I don't really like to show my face, especially when I've got an opinion about something, because who knows, somebody might see me anyway. I hope you guys don't mind the mask, and thank you so much for watching. Again, a Star Wars story. Solo. Han Solo. It was great. I loved it. By the way, R2's been egging me on and beeping at me, and as you can see, he's got his little mannerisms and everything. He's a USB hub. I got him from thinkgeek.com, and he's really cool. I like him. And that's about it, really. Thank you so much for watching. May the Force be with you. Again, please, this one I could definitely recommend without telling you to clear your mind first. There's no need to. If you really want to watch a few Star Wars movies, just go watch the old trilogy. The original trilogy, Episode 4, 5, 6. Coast on into the theater. Watch this nice and relaxed on a matinee showing. I might want to watch this one again. I know when it comes out on DVD or Blu-ray, I'm definitely going to watch it multiple times and enjoy it even more. It was fantastic. I can't thank, again, AMC, Fandango, Disney, Ron Howard, Lucasfilm. This was definitely a lovely Lucasfilm joint. I cannot complain at all. And I think you're going to enjoy it if you're a Star Wars fan. Even if you're divided on one side or the other with The Last Jedi, this is one you can all shake hands on. Definitely. And yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. Take care. And may the Force be with you, and you, and you, and you.